Dear friends, hello to everyone. I'm glad to see you on my channel. In this video, I'd like to go over trading using 3 indicators at once. I'll show you my trading session and together we'll make some money. Also friends, I'd like to remind you that you'll find a link to my Telegram channel in the description. There you'll find a lot of useful things for yourself. Signals, indicator settings, live stories, tutorials, and much more. I'll also leave a link for registering on the Pocket Option platform. That's actually the platform I'm trading on right now. Well, let's get to the topic of this video now. So let's break down 3 indicators, or more precisely, we'll be looking at them directly in practice, because on my channel you can find videos about each indicator, how to set them up, when they were created, and so on and so forth. Let's start with the basics. To add them, we go to the indicators section. Here, all the available indicators open up for us. We select Bollinger Bands, that's the first indicator, Momentum the second indicator, and accordingly RSI the third indicator. Here they are, Momentum and RSI. Well, let's start with the Bollinger Bands. I set the period to 5, don't touch the styles and don't change any other settings. As I said, today's video is about practice without theory. Let me show you how it works. Here you need to pay attention. There are 3 lines. So here's what we focus on. If the candlestick touches the upper Bollinger Band, that's a signal to sell. If it touches the lower Bollinger Band, that's a signal to buy. But the indicator isn't really independent, so I recommend, friends, that you use it together with other indicators. So here we have 3 moving averages. There are 2 outer ones and 1 in the middle, and they adjust depending on the market's volatility. They expand when the market is volatile and contract during calmer periods. In other words, we can assess the market's dynamics. Now let's move on to another indicator. It's called Momentum. This one will probably be a little easier for you. It consists of a single line. Here I set the period to 10. Accordingly, we see a line like this. If it goes up, that's a signal to sell. And likewise, if we see that the momentum is moving downward, that's a signal to buy. It's all quite simple. Let's move on to the next indicator. The next indicator is the Relative Strength Index. Here, I set the period to 14. So here, we pay attention to the 50 level, the middle line. If we see that the RSI goes well above 50 and over 70, it means the instrument is overbought and we should expect a decline. Conversely, if we see, like here, the RSI line approaches the lower boundary of 30, it means the instrument is oversold and there will be a rebound upward. For example, right at this point, friends, you can see here there was an oversold condition and accordingly we immediately bounced upward. Theory is good. Now let's move on to practice and see how these can be used in action. On our screen we have the EUR-USD pair, OTC market. We can see the candle dropping to the lower Bollinger Band. We can see the momentum indicator heading down toward the value of 100. We can also see the RSI falling below 50, indicating an oversold condition. That's why I'll gladly take 3 buy trades from here. Expiration is 1 minute. Let's keep watching very closely to see what other very interesting trading situations we might potentially have in the future. Here's a good situation. AYDXY. Let's take a look. Similarly, here the candle is dropping to the lower Bollinger Band. We can also see the momentum indicator hovering near the lower boundary and the RSI heading downward. So from here we entered a long position, a buy, and let's see how this turns out for us. Alright, I don't see any other situations at the moment. Here's a good situation, I'll take a sell here. Okay, I'll explain now. Let's go back to the first trades. Let's see what's happening here. Let me remind you, we had a buy. Excellent. Everything here closes in profit, no questions, confidently. Let's look at the second series of trades. We also went long here based on our 3 indicators. Here as well, everything closes in profit. Excellent. No questions. Let's look at the third series of trades. Here we have 2 positions of $150 each. We entered a short position. Let's see how we close. Here the trades close at a loss. There's nothing scary about that. So far, out of 3 series of trades, we have 2 in profit. Let's keep watching, looking for trading situations, trading setups. Here's a good situation. Let's take 2 trades. Let me show you as well. Everything is pretty obvious here. I think it's becoming clear to you now. The red candles are falling to the lower Bollinger Band. The momentum is heading toward the 100 zone, to the lower boundary. And the RSI also shows the instrument is oversold. That's why we entered the long position. 2 positions of $150 each. Let's look at other situations. Here's a good situation. The currency pair is the British pound to the Australian dollar. We also entered this one. Let's take a look. So this is the 3rd series of trades. Alright, this is the 4th series of trades. Yes, for us. There were 3. This is the 4th. We went long. Excellent. So far, everything here is closing in profit. 3 out of 4 series were in profit. And let's look at the last series of trades. We entered a short position here. Let's see how this trade ends. We have literally 10 seconds left until expiration. 5 seconds left until expiration. Excellent. So friends, we had about 5 series. Yes, we had 5 series. We closed 4 series in profit and 1 series at a loss. And as you can see, our balance has increased. Let me remind you that in the description of this video, you can find a link to my Telegram channel. There you can find a lot of useful things for yourself, indicator settings, trading signals, live stories, training, and much more. I'll also leave a link for registration on Pocket Option with a 60% promo code. Basically, that's all for now. Friends, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.